Welcome to this episode of Game Chat where Alan and Hunter and I talk about the latest game news. On today, we are going to be talking about how Microsoft has carefully shot themselves in the foot, and it might have ended the whole thing has to do, or what is it, in the Microsoft Xbox console, the whole thing, ending everything. Something about stop killing games and the lawsuit they have against Ubisoft over in the EU. Space Martians 2 is being delayed or canceled because of something that has to do with Square Enix. GTA is being predicted being the highest game of GTA 6 is going to be predicted being the highest game of release when it releases over 8.5 billion guys. I mean billions.
Wow.
Releases, and in spite of Microsoft cutting game studio, don't think here. COD Black Ops 7 will be opened up to in November. We'll talk about that. Hellraiser is coming out with a new video game.
Yep.
Plus a whole bunch more on this episode of Game Chat. Hey guys, how's it going, guys?
It's going great.
It's going great,
Good.
Darren. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Nice.
Esports is pretty much have wrapped up.
Yeah, no, we're still in the midst of the summer phase. So I've been playing a little bit of Rocket League every night just to keep my wits sharp. And man, I am so good. I've been playing enough this summer that I'm like actively like really excited to get these kids back in and to just hit the ground running with new and returning kids, and I'm locked in.
I'm really excited. It's going to be great.
This is going to be a really
also,
fun season.
I heard, and this is just like on Front Porch Forum, so I have no idea, but like we might be getting new. That's a conversation for later. But yeah, that's not a conversation for on
new sports. A new sport.
I don't know, and that's why it's a conversation for later.
Well, if it's a new sport, somebody over here will mind coaching it.
Well, we'll see. Let's see what they got going on.
It's a sport that I think you're at the beginning.
Yeah. I want to get into pickleball.
Oh, we'll love to.
Pickleball looks fun.
It does.
I've been thinking, like, literally, that's the one I think is like, pickleball league. Like,
it looks like giant ping pong. Is all it is.
So I just want to do like a physical sport. Like I miss, like I wish there was like a flag football group or something in the area. And if there is, I want to find one.
Yep.
I miss socially pressured cardio.
Well, it's odd too because it's something that I have found that when from basically age 3 to 18, you are really not forced, but very heavily pushed into organized athletics.
Yep.
And then if you turn 18 and you don't go to college, until you turn 40, there is almost zero recreational physical activities to do. So until you join a senior league, it becomes slim pickings, unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyway.
So esports it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Esports it is. Let's do esports. So let's move on to what we've been playing. I've been playing a lot of new stuff that's been coming on Xbox.
Yeah? What have you been playing?
Well, last week was Star Wars Outlaw Free Day.
Oh, nice.
I played that.
Very cool.
Yeah. My computer found out the computer couldn't handle it, so I switched over to the Xbox.
Yep.
And quickly went through it. It was only a 2-hour demo, but it's not bad. I don't know why nobody didn't like the game. It's not a bad game. It's
I've heard decent things about it. I saw some stories of Ubisoft complaining about sluggish sales due to just an overall lull in Star Wars popularity. So they don't think they made a bad game. They think just Star Wars is in a low point.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's because they charge $70, $80 for a lousy.
I don't know about that.
On up to $100. No, originally wasn't it like $80?
That was like the collector's edition.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah,
The
but
base was
collector's
still-
editions are like always like
Yeah.
and like for that's kind of low for
think-
something like.
I think
as
the game
with name
threw
Star
out a
Wars
lot
on
of
it.
hype when it started, talking about like
Yeah.
an open world smuggling Star Wars universe game. It sounds a lot of fun, but in practice, I think it's much more of a linear single player.
Well,
There's different worlds and levels, but it's not fully.
Open world to a certain point.
Yeah.
No, like I exclusively heard like with the new it's not the new Ghosts game, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
But like I heard that like one of the big things was that like the non-linearity absolutely hurt the game because like it could not build a narrative that felt cohesive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like you had to meet a character and the second you stopped talking to them, they stopped mattering until like the last hour of the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I heard is, well, the last hour of the game's really good. Like everyone's
Yeah.
together, you feel like you're a bunch of outlaws doing
Yeah.
wacky things. Like all these characters are finally getting to like bounce off each other, and like the dialogue is like really snappy and the story's going places. But
Yeah.
before that, the story has to stop and not follow you so that the game can be non-linear.
I get you.
But I did hear people had fun.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
It is a fun game. It's
yeah.
just
I'll give it a try once it gets down a little bit in price.
yeah, it was free day, or free
Yep.
demo. So
Free
I
play
hopped
days
on,
or whatever it is. Yeah.
I hopped on it, and also I did RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw that just got added to Game Pass. Might I say, 2 weeks to the day after I purchased it when it was on sale. So that was a big. I was really happy to see that on Game Pass.
It's on that you were on there. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
oh, you played it.
I it was on sale for like $4.99.
how are you enjoying
And
it?
I haven't played it more than the first few hours of my
I
initial
played
playthrough. It's a lot of fun. It's
I
a first
have
person shooter
heard-
with
yeah.
like detective stuff in it. And
Everything I've heard is that it's like it's why it's like it shouldn't be this good
Yeah,
for a property that has
absolutely.
not gotten this much.
no.
Yep.
Did you
Yeah.
have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly like playing
No, that's
the movie.
that's what
It-
I'm
it-
saying.
it
Is that like
absolutely
this is what a
captured
RoboCop
the-
video game would look like? Like this
Yes,
is a
it's-
good RoboCop.
you
video
And
are
game.
it's fun
in-
gameplay.
Yeah.
It's not like a regular first person
No.
shooter. There's detective work to it, and
Yeah.
it's all kind of handheld and stuff. But it's
And
a lot of fun
yeah.
One
playing
of
as
these,
RoboCop.
you have to. You cannot go just story mode. You
Yeah.
have to do all the side missions
Yeah.
to complete the quest.
Yeah, no.
And when you get back to your office, you're graded on how well you do.
Yep.
A, B, C.
Yep.
I'm just so incredibly happy that like an IP like RoboCop saw a game without it just being like a skin on like, hey, look, it's Call of Duty, but RoboCop, or like it's
Yeah.
it's a
It's an
RoboCop skin in
asymmetrical
Fortnite.
online.
Yeah,
okay.
like it makes me so sad. Like I play Magic the Gathering because I have too many friends that do, and it's like, well, I guess I have to do this, and I could not hate more that there's like a Lord of the Rings set. Like it's
yeah.
like. Why? Like, let this know. And so having a game that is the soul of the franchise, just be like, no, this is about like this is a RoboCop video game. This isn't a shooter
Yeah.
with RoboCop on it. It's a RoboCop video game.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great.
And I think about it, you just the whole. We definitely have to use your scanner the whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. The cutscenes are really good. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of, hey, you can't go in there, and he just walks through the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all that fun stuff.
And
Didn't they get like the original actor for RoboCop?
I believe
or-
so.
yeah.
Peter Weller. I might be wrong with the
Yeah.
name, but yeah, I believe.
That's
I mean,
so
it
great.
sounds like him. Yep. It's one is a lot of fun.
yeah, one is fun.
Yep.
And of course, COD and Fortnite, but
Yeah.
those are the ones I've been hitting it up.
Yep. I got back into. They had a free play weekend for Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
Nice.
Absolutely a blast. I forgot how much fun that is, and it's a lot of fun on the Xbox. I wish it had mouse and keyboard controls, but you make do with a controller in those. What else was I playing? I played some Grand Theft Auto 5, just kind of in anticipation for Part 6. I think that's about it. I had a little list of what I was playing.
And
Oh,
you?
Yeah, Rocket League, and I actually did some Sea of Thieves too, and Fortnite.
I've like finished. I've played Clair Obscur for like a 5th time.
Nice.
I like replayed it. Other than that, Split Fiction. I was looking at that game. Me and one of my roommates are just like, that just looks fun. Let's try that out.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
Nice.
Wildly imaginative. Keeps doing something new.
Is that from the same studio that did It Takes Two?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is.
That It Takes Two is a 10 out of 10 game in my eyes.
I know, right?
So I've seen Split Fiction. I haven't jumped into it because I haven't had anybody that's been dedicated enough to be my co-pilot in that game. So
yeah, it takes two. My friend Cody wants me to play, but we just cannot get it
connected together
because I have an Xbox. He has a PlayStation, but every time he's over at my house, it's a two-player game, but not one of those split two players.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be online for it. Yeah.
You got to be on. One's going to be on the same. Yeah. It's a.
Other than that, I've been playing. Actually, a different friend and I, like we were just talking about like old games, like 1997, and he was like, dude, I was like, what's your favorite game from your childhood? And he said like, what was it? It was Tales of Symphonia, and he's like, it's on Steam for $5. Let's and it's co-op. Let's play it. So I've been once a week. I've been like hopping in, playing that with him. It's so fun. It's so fun going back to like a really just like old school game, and experience it for the first time. Like I've never touched a Tales game before. That's neat. And then the other one that just recently came out is Mecha Break, which I thought was interesting until I saw any gameplay and realized it was Armored Core 6's combat in an arena shooter. And that's all I want.
I believe I played a little bit of that as well. Is that the one where you can customize your mech to like everything, like weapons,
Armored
panels,
Core
details.
6, Armored Core 6, Mecha Break is that, but an arena shooter.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's you are just flying a fighter jet, like. You sometimes literally you can there are some of the strikers can just turn into jets.
Nice.
And you are like shooting down missiles at the same time as you're like capping a point, at the same time as you're like inertial dodging, weaving, gaining altitude, dive bombing. There's lasers flying everywhere. You can parry and like get into melee. It's just Armored Core 6 is like the fastest, most frenetic I have ever felt a game play, where it is like your brain can't think fast enough to do all the things you want to do. And so it's just so wildly fun. It's just Overwatch, but you're in an Armored Core, and it's so good. That is like my exact PvP itch.
I've always had a soft spot for the Mech Warrior games. Those were a lot of fun growing up.
I'm just looking at it. Because it sounds like a good game.
It's really fun.
I can't remember if it's on Game Pass, if it was just one of the free play days, but I remember getting a little bit into it.
It just doesn't cost anything. Like microtransactions are wild, but it's free, so I ignore them and I have a good time. No, it is like. It is the perfect game for me, and that like the first time you play it, you're gonna be like, none of the, like I feel like there are too many controls. None of this makes sense, and that's exactly how being in like a big robot that can do 80 million things can feel. It's like no, this is capable of too many things, and I have to like learn a brand new like I have to hold my controller like upside down and backwards. Like take it all.
Take your foot, use that as a controller.
No, I love it. I love it so much, and like once you get in the zone, you're pulling off maneuvers you couldn't believe. It's so good.
I'm trying to remember what game it was. Is that it? The Steel Battalion? Yes. I'll throw a picture up on this. I don't know if you guys remember the Steel Battalion controller that came out. I believe it was 132 buttons. And it's almost literally like a complete mech dashboard.
Whenever I see people like playing Mecha Break online, that's what they're using.
That's what,
and
right?
So I was looking, because you can customize your controls, and I'm like, these make no sense. I have to make this make sense to me. Because I like playing on controller. I just keyboard, it doesn't feel, I don't know, just the placement of the buttons.
Flat,
yeah, it just feels flat. I like having a controller, and it And so it was like, I wonder what other people are using for their keybinds. And I see a dude like with 2 joysticks, like doing this and pulling maneuvers, and he has like a screen that swivels with him, and it's like, and I'm like, okay, not that.
He built a cockpit.
He built a sim.
Yep, pretty much.
What we use for truck simulators.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got a whole cockpit and the whole front.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else? No?
I don't think so. That's what I've been playing.
That's what I've been playing.
That's what we've been playing. All right, moving on to game game trivia for the week.
Yep.
We'll get mine going first, and then yours was about the...
Which one was mine?
The little cartridge buried out in the...
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I ain't giving away the answer yet. And mine for this week, in Super Mario Bros. Kart, the first Nintendo game, racing franchise, which is the playable character who has the shortest name?
Okay.
That was which was Toad was the answer to that one.
Okay.
This week's is Neil Blomkamp is a South American-born film director and producer and screenwriter, particularly known for his work for a science fiction genre. His future film debut in 2009, which received District 9, not only has projected to adapt a popular video game franchise fell through. You already knew what it is. Blomkamp, who was attached as the director. What is the name of this franchise, which debuted a character that later lent the name to Microsoft's version of Apple's Siri? One of the it's one of the very popular games for Microsoft. That's all I'm going to give you. Now, for him, he said it was this cartridge that basically, the video game that ended Atari's career as a console.
Basically, it was the nail in the coffin of the video game crash in the 80s. There was a lot of video games that were produced, basically shovelware. This was before Nintendo came in with the Nintendo seal of excellence, meaning we're not letting anybody make any game and put it on our system. Before all of that, there was a game that was so poorly crafted as a game and so massively printed that they had so many extra copies of this game that they buried them in the desert in Nevada. That video game is the E.T., the video game adaptation from like 82, maybe 83. It's as bad as people think, and I think they buried all the extra copies in the desert. Might be a bit of an urban legend, but it is well regarded as like the final nail in the coffin for that era of console video games.
All right,
remind me at some point, both of you, but there's one YouTuber I absolutely adore who did a whole video on specifically the creation of the game series Yakuza, and it has to do with like Sega struggling.
Oh, nice.
It's like specifically like the story of Sega dealing with like what was going on, and like I can't remember his name, but like basically the person who ended up being the like creative soul of Yakuza like walked into an office and said like, if this game goes poorly, I will leave the company, but I want to make this. Like I believe that it like taking Sega from being like a first party publisher and console builder to a like third party developer and like making that transition
kind
and
of like what
yeah.
Final Fantasy has done.
Square Enix?
Yeah, remember somebody said that this is supposed to be the absolute final last game.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden we got 15
yeah,
or 20 other versions.
Their studio was going under. Like they had enough budget to like only pay people for like 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, let's just make the game we want to make. Like we have enough budget for one more game. Let's make exactly what we want to make, and we'll call it Final Fantasy. It is. It's our Final Fantasy.
Oh, geez.
There's also really similar stories out of like oh man, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, where like the person who made Devil May Cry like got fired and replaced, so he like made Bayonetta. And there's this really funny story about like when they were making the character design for Bayonetta, they couldn't figure out, like they're like the design just didn't come together, and eventually the creative director, he picked one that he really liked, brought it to them. They said, you can't do it, she's wearing glasses, main characters don't wear glasses. And so he came back, they kept talking about it, it's like, I like the glasses, brought it back to them and said, you can't do it, characters can't wear glasses. So he went back, and every time he came back to them, he added glasses to one more character in the game. Until every single character in Bayonetta 1 is wearing glasses.
That's funny.
And it's so funny.
His personal FU.
One guy has a monocle, another guy has sunglasses. Bayonetta has these like round teacher. It's just, it's so, and they're like, main characters don't wear glasses.
Sometimes you gotta stop noting people because they might be taking it a little too much to heart.
All right, let's talk about moving on to our news. And let's talk about this big one. Microsoft laying off 9,000 workers because of AI concerns, and not only that, shutting down Game Studio because of it. And just what I've been told, and you guys get into it, is it's sad to lose 9,000 workers because of budget cuts. But what's making me concerned is when they shut down the studios, because what would that do with new releases coming up soon? With all these game studios being shut down and whatnot. My question to you guys is, what do you think would happen to other games that are going to be out there? Are we going to be seeing the same quality, or are we going to be seeing the same amount of release?
Yeah, I mean, like out of Microsoft, out of these studios, no. Like, not in the short term. Like, it's possible over the long time, like they reorganize their workforce, but morale is bad. Like Bungie has been going through a very similar thing where like they have only been bleeding. Yeah. And they just released an expansion that they like worked really hard on and took a bunch of risks. And it like the conversation is so delicate around them because like you can tell that like the people making the game really want to make the best game they can possibly make. Yeah. Like the developers, there are so many there are so many anecdotes about people still working there being like, I got another good game in me, like watch what we're gonna do. Yeah. But then you're like, I mean, a lot of people left. And so the conversation about quality has been shrouded by that exact question. So like, is the quality of future releases going to dip? Yeah. Like this isn't new. Yeah. We have had record like layoffs and game closures for a while, and we've seen the games that these people have made. No, it's not going to be as good. We know exactly what this looks like. Yep. This is I believe it's more than one studio got closed.
It was what I've read, the article right when it first came out, it looked like with all the studios were taking a hit.
I think it is. Some sort. I think it is portfolio wide. I don't know the exact nature of the cuts. I'm just talking off the top of my head, so like I could just be totally wrong. But like a lot of what I know has to do with like where the cuts are coming from, sort of like how Microsoft is making these decisions, or at least we don't know exactly, but like what, like the most likely reasons for why, what kind of pressures Microsoft is under, and just like, I mean.
All right, let me look it up.
I mean, it seems like they're investing more money into AI, and so they need to recoup some of that money by firing game developers.
Yeah, the hammer came down, like the federal government, DeepSeek came out, everyone freaked out, and the federal government spun around, pointed a finger at the industry and said, get to work. Yep. And so, like, they're doing that, and, like, Microsoft doesn't, like... we don't know why Microsoft, like it's possible that it's like over Microsoft's entire portfolio. Like it's not just like Xbox.
Yeah, no, what I'm seeing, it's a significant portion of
Yeah.
those employees are from Xbox and sales staff and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and
but
I've also been told that a lot of those employees are getting their job back too. There's going to be a lot of
Oh,
rehires.
I'm sure, because I think a lot of that is kind of probably just short-sightedness in the sense of, and it's wildly demoralizing for game developers when Microsoft can be like, all right, well, let's we don't need that division anymore. Let's shut that down. We want to pop out another game. Let's open up shop again. You can't do that to developers and people working.
It's not just like that, but like people still remember. I can't remember the name of the studio off the top of my head, but like the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush got closed.
Yeah.
After they made like
Overdrive?
Game of the Year, or I don't remember if it was Game of the Year, but like it was.
You hear some of the companies that are going to be affected. Raven Software.
Yeah.
Which is
But so like the thing is that it's just like being good at your job is not enough to save you. Is like the moral of that story.
Yep.
And that's wild.
Yeah.
Like you can make a Game of the Year nominee. Like you can make like the best game Microsoft has put out in like 4 years.
Yeah.
And they will still axe you.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those industries though, where regardless of what you're putting out for content, that axe is always going to be there in a broader sense because of the fact that these studios are under the. If it's an independent game studio, that's a whole different story. But if you're working for Bethesda under Microsoft, you're not just worried about what Bethesda's doing. You kind of got to worry about what Microsoft is doing, and that might ancillary come in and cut you out of it.
No, and you're right, but like the thing I quibble with is it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
Like, that is like literally the first time I was ever on Game Chat, I said like, yeah, man, I don't understand what Phil Spencer is doing. Like the leadership of Xbox,
he's trying to shut it down.
Doesn't make sense. I don't think he's trying to shut it down. Like if you listen to the guy talk. Just listen. Like, you've seen the guy in enough interviews. Like, Phil Spencer's not a very good liar, and like he has a lot of energy.
Yeah,
he really, really does believe in what he's doing. Like, he's like, no, he has a vision for the company. Yeah. It's just not a good vision.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
And no one is willing to take their reins away from him. I
think where he's taking them is in a much more economically streamlined way.
It isn't. The Game Pass is exclusively bad for the industry.
But it's not bad for Microsoft, especially when they can get out of the hardware business as well and sell Game Pass and have it be platform agnostic. So you can use Game Pass on a computer or a PS5 or a Switch or whatever.
I still disagree. The hard part I find is like squaring where is Game Pass getting revenue from.
Yeah.
Because like how much is a Game Pass subscription?
$21
a month.
Yes.
Okay. How much is Doom: The Dark Ages?
$60.
Okay. So if you're getting 4 Doom: The Dark Ages a month, and the subscription is $24. How are you? And the cost of Doom: The Dark Ages is like $70 or whatever. Already isn't really enough to make back the cost of development. Where are you gaining money? Like in this proposition,
That's
from whose perspective though? From the game developer's perspective, or
from the game developer and Xbox. You're $220 in the hole, like just on like the bigger games. But there are smaller games coming out
absolutely.
day one on
but
Game Pass too.
I don't know what metric they use to pay out game companies when they put games on Game Pass, because clearly it's a death sentence for sales.
So usually the way it works is if you are owned by a company. So if you're Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard King, and if you're working under Microsoft, what happens is you are considered an employee, and you are literally, your paycheck is guaranteed, which is good to a certain extent, but it also means that like there's an expectation of you are going to make as much money as we are putting into you. So the cost of development is paid for by the parent company. If you are Sony and you own Bungie, Sony is paying is paying for the labor, the infrastructure, the whatever it is that Bungie is using to make Destiny, and in return, so that pays for all your workers, it pays all your salaries, that's the workers taken care of, and then in return, all of the revenue that the game creates, so every time you spend money on Destiny, it's going to Sony. That, and deals are different. Bungie might not be the best example because their contract was very, very strange, and management got to keep a lot of the reins in some ways. But by and large, that's how that works. So if you are Microsoft, you've paid the however many $1 million it takes to make Doom: The Dark Ages. The $70 price tag is supposed to recoup that cost based on how many people play it. But if you are the colloquial term for the newest Xbox is the Game Pass machine. So if you are Xbox, you make $500-$600 off the device one time, and then you make $20 a month, but you have your expected revenue is $240 at the lowest end. That's just your AAA titles. Every single month, you are losing $220, and this is known. This you are losing $220 plus the cost of development. And so this was known. Phil Spencer has said, well, this is our marketing strategy right now. We know we're losing money.
It's a loss
we're
leader.
okay. We're okay signing off that loss because it's helping us corner the market, gather people under our infrastructure, and expand for the next phase. They see it as a restructuring cost. But at no point in this restructure do they ever turn a profit. There is no part of this business plan. They've started talking about their next plans for the next generation. They've even the Xbox Rogue Ally that's coming out is a handheld computer. It is built by Asus.
We already talked about
they
how
outsourced
much we
that.
love it.
I thought that was a genius move.
So it's cool if you're a consumer. It doesn't make as much sense if you're the developer or if you're Microsoft. You are exclusively losing money.
I think it only
at
makes,
every part of the handshake.
I think it was the Microsoft. I honestly feel like in a short idea or just short thought of it is Microsoft Backrooms was we need to make a portable handheld, and they're I'm not dumping money into creating a new handheld. And they're just license it.
No,
throw our name on something.
That part is smart. That part is great.
Hey, we got Steam over here. Let's go partner with Steam.
Are we going to be able to get a PS5 Xbox One edition? You think, or a PS6 Xbox One edition that it comes with Game Pass for life? You know what I mean? I don't know. If that
happens, Phil Spencer truly does want Microsoft dead. If that happens, then Phil Spencer's the most efficient assassin of this industry I have ever seen.
I personally feel like he's here to kind of put the Xbox thing to bed. So, you know what I mean?
Do you know how
usher
many,
it to a different generation?
Do you know how many developers are afraid of Games Pass?
A lot of them,
they hate it.
I don't think it makes any sense financially. I don't know.
It doesn't. If you're a third-party developer, you don't make any money. If you're a first-party developer, you can't turn a profit for the company that has told you to turn a profit for them. And they've now made it impossible. So the cuts to your staff are just inevitable. If your contract says if your performance is poor, we will take measures, and they give you no way to perform well, there is no version of this where you succeed. What are you supposed to do?
It's interesting.
No, AI made this happen now, but this problem was still there. And of course, you can the figure I wish I had off the top of my head was like Phil Spencer's take-home pay. It's like how much money they make and how quickly, like, because from a business perspective, you can go like, yes, actually, no, I do understand your decision making because you're not turning a profit and there's no way for you to turn a profit, so you do have to cut costs. But also, you're the one who made it that way.
Yeah,
like I don't have sympathy for you if you, if you blow a hole in your own foot and go, guys, I'm bleeding out.
Yeah.
Like,
guys, something happened.
Yeah, I'm bleeding out. My only option is to amputate my leg.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna be.
Yeah.
You want to die? All right, okay, whatever.
Yeah. At no point in this entire, at no point in this is Microsoft making money. And, so Microsoft, the higher, way higher up in Microsoft.
That's what I figured. I was thinking 10
what's
or
happening?
10 million.
10 million? Yeah, okay, sure,
right.
that makes sense. Yep, that's fine. But the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush had to close. Can't do it. There's we can't find the money.
They canceled the new Perfect Dark game, right? I believe Microsoft Studios was working on a reboot of Perfect Dark, and that has been since canned with these layoffs.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer.
See, that's the reason. That's the other thing. Was like, what games are going to be coming back out? What games are going to be going?
I know for sure of that one because they had a developer talking about the video they showed off at, I want to say E3 or the game showcase a couple years ago, and kind of like, that was mostly the game. Some of it wasn't. It was just was just theatrics. But yeah, for the most part, the stuff was working.
I know.
So.
It's the whole industry. So, like, are you familiar with like the Subnautica stuff that's going on?
Oh yes,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's wild. And meanwhile, Sandfall Interactive, the people that made Clair Obscur, like, there is a feature-length, hour and 45-minute video of a guy who was like, man, this is a really cool game. I wonder who made it. And he looked at, the composer who made a soundtrack that has topped the international charts.
Nice.
And his immediate line item, the very last thing he did before working as a composer for Sandfall was Uber driver. The lead writer for the game, a script so revolutionary that James Cameron was like, I'm making a movie out of this, let me make a movie out of this. People were falling over themselves. They got Gollum. They got the guy who played Gollum who read the script and go, I want to be in this. Charlie Cox, Jennifer English, all of these really big names who volunteered to be in it. The person who wrote the script, the last thing she did was this is the first thing she's ever written professionally, ever.
That's awesome.
Before this, she was in a NASA experiment. She was teaching dance, and she was doing this thing to see the psychological effects of long-term space travel, and was trapped in a capsule for 2 months. Oh my God. Unable to talk to anybody, and she just had a wild dream and signed on as a voice actor and ended up being the lead writer. Nice. That is a team of all fresh people with no background in video games. They are all fresh out of college, and they threw together what is almost certainly Game of the Year.
Will Ferrell's on in it.
No.
Yeah.
But
I'm not with.
But my point is the people Sandfall themselves have said I don't think anyone could recreate this on their own. But if on a shoestring budget, a team made of talent can pull this off, and the most well-funded game company that has ever existed can't figure out how to run a tight ship, the fault is not the industry. This is just the people in charge.
So we pretty much beat the horse of that one. Horse is dead and good. Already
dead and gone.
Dead and gone. All right.
What else we got?
The Stop Killing Games in the EU lawsuit over here, in Ubisoft lawsuit over EU. Now, I just stumbled upon this last night, so I have no clue what any of this is, but you said a little about Stop Killing Games, and all that. So please tell me, what is Stop Killing Games?
Yeah, so it's headed by this guy, Ross Scott. I've been watching his videos for literally decades. Like over a decade. I like watched Freeman's Mind like before it went on hiatus. And Ross Scott, he's this guy. He loves games. He loves old games. I remember like watching episodes of like Game Dungeon. He would just take like really, really old, really, really retro games, arcade cabinet games, and he would just be like, I love this game and I want to talk about it. It's not like a review or anything. It's just, I just want to play this game and make a video about it. And this has been like a bee in his bonnet forever. Like, I remember watching one of his game dungeons in high school that was like, yeah, here's a really cool game and this is all the stuff you can do about it. And like, yeah, this part's not so great. Oh, and by the way, you can't play it. It's dead. It will never come back. The servers are shut down. No one loved this game enough to revive it. I made a video. I am going to show you all this content of a game that you want to play that you will never be able to. It is gone forever.
I think I did watch one of his.
Yeah. And like, so like,
old World War II video games, like.
Oh, really?
Like
Yeah.
First-person shooter video games are dead now. They're, nope, sorry, can't.
Yeah. So, but like, so this guy has been like, he's been evangelizing this. Like, he's been screaming from the mountaintop. Like, he brought down the tablets on this. Like, like he is original recipe. Like, he is original recipe games preservationism. And he like. I remember like months and months ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, I saw someone do a light on like, yeah, and this Ross Scott guy is making he's making a signature list for a Stop Killing Games protest. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like I fully understand everything he has to say on this. And no, but so very, very basically, and like I haven't even read the petition, but this guy has been so consistent for so long. I can probably guess.
1.4.
Yeah, because it's a good idea.
Yep.
But so very, very basically, like, and his argument might have updated. I am going from literally like half a decade old Ross Scott here, but like his very basic argument is that like it is theft. That like he said, so his argument, as I understand it, is if you buy a game and then the infrastructure that makes playing that game possible vanishes, and even if there is a line in the terms of services that says we can do that, it is still against international law. Like that is just simply predatory practice. Literally based on common law, this isn't allowed. This is and so he has been screaming about this forever. And made a protest about it. People saw it and said, "Huh, you're kind of making sense. If I buy a couch." And then one day you take all the screws from my couch and the cushions. In fact, if you leave just the bolts, and then I don't get my money back, but you took it away.
Yeah, and you took my money.
Like that seems like theft. So his push seems to be that like you would is just to require infrastructure built in. The reason servers fall apart is because there is a certain amount of maintenance that just has to be done. Literally, if you leave a computer running long enough without hitting, restarting it, turning it off and on again, there are just like small errors that will build up until it can't run anymore. I remember a similar thing happened with Twitter when all the staff had to walk. They said like the second this hits, the first iceberg this thing hits will stop it dead because no one is there to hit the reset button. The most minor text issue will sink it. Servers get shut down because they hit that point and they don't want the game.
It's a cost issue, right? You don't want to pay the whatever small maintenance because nobody's playing the game.
But there are a lot of ways around it. There are
another server.
Not even another server, but like a lot of it is like if you leave, you could just like release the code. You could like make it open source. You could give people the tools to rebuild the game. There are times like going from a video he made over a decade ago, like there are, from how I remember, it's a DMR or DDR, or like there is, and basically there's like an online access key. It's just like a login, but all the information is on your drive.
Yep.
And like with that key, you like no maintenance required. You can run it.
Okay.
And it's just like this authentication thing that makes
It's
sure.
kind of like
so, like,
your own personal server.
Kinda, but there are also like other examples where like Warhammer Age of Reckoning, which they shut the servers down, and then literally the community got together and like did the math. I'm like, hey, I used to raid, I know the spawn timing of this. Like, hey, we did the numbers. This is exactly how much health this enemy has, and they like reverse engineered all of the missing code in the game.
Yep.
Like it is possible, but
my
unimaginably
God.
difficult. Yeah, and that was like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
So you can play Warhammer Age of Reckoning because the fans wanted
Rebuilt
to.
it, basically.
Tremulous did a similar thing. Like there are like Quake 2 has gone under. Like there's a lot of like these older games, and basically, to my understanding, what I don't know the specific. Very hyper specific action, like the technical. Like logistical answer Ross Scott has, but the idea is like the protest is that a company, when they make a game, if it is live service, they have to include infrastructure that allows it so that if you stop supporting the game doesn't die. You have to give us, if we buy the game, you have to give me, the community member, the consumer of your product, the tools to continue this game in your absence.
Okay, this is what the lawsuit is all over. The gaming giant, this is about Ubisoft, okay? When I'm talking about the gaming giant, I'm talking about Ubisoft. The gaming giant has even faced a lawsuit with such still ongoing. Therefore, EU citizens have started a campaign urging publishers to stop shutting down games. However, the most majority publishers refuses to acknowledge the request, starting that they will reserve the right to shut down any game at any time. So basically what you're saying is what they're fighting about.
Yeah, so
and the game they're talking about mostly is they just took off The Crew.
That's where the lawsuit is about. Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right, but it's emblematic. Like it is a protest. Like this is signatures. Like this is trying to move the ball forward. Like in the EU legislature. Like at
least in the public opinion.
Yeah. Well, no. In terms of law.
Well,
he is proposing like actionable laws. Like this is a doable thing. This is very achievable technologically. It's just like make a regulation that you have to include this. And the last thing I heard was that the only word I had heard on the protest, and this was like a couple of weeks ago, I think, was that the companies in question said like it would be prohibitively expensive to do. Which doesn't make sense. It is such a small fraction. Like it would add cost to development, definitionally, but. Me, the consumer, I'd get more from the product. Yeah. Like, I just talked about Mecha Break's pretty cool. I don't want that getting pulled.
Do we? Yeah. And I don't want to talk about the ridiculousness of video game accounting and all that. But why does a game cost $70 for a physical copy? Why does a game cost $70 for a digital copy? Yeah. Very clearly, two different sets of overhead that come with those things. Yeah. Why are they the same price? That's not usually.
I mean, well, I have an answer for you. It's because the actual like CD and whatnot. Like, yes, the amount of overhead that goes into it is considered a cost of development, but the cost of the actual product is not trying to meet what the market would bear. For example, if you look at like Slay the Spire on Steam, it's like $30. On mobile, it's like $5, and they're the exact same game. That's because mobile will bear a different cost, and the cost of and like that's an indie game. The cost of development was low enough that like they don't care how much they're making. But if you spend millions of dollars on a product, the way the console market is structured, you are selling the actual physical console at a loss to make it up in game sales, and that has to come from somewhere. So
I'm well aware of the
CD is only 25 cents.
But it's 25 cents, but you get the plastic, you've got the liner notes, you've got thousands of copies, you've got people you got to pay to manufacture those, you've got people you got to pay to distribute those, stores you've got to sell them to that keep their own.
But usually that's outsourced. Like you pay somebody. Regardless, don't get me wrong, I am.
But why is it the same price? Why is it? Why is Spider-Man? On PS5 digitally $70, and why is Spider-Man on PS5 the disc version $70.
Because $70 is how much they think the market will bear. It's literally the answer is because that's how much you'll pay for it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but that's how
Yeah.
much. Don't you remember
Like-
your basic economics?
I could see them discounting the physical media to make sure that stuff still
I
sells.
really
because
think it's the other way around.
I think, well,
Yeah.
right, you would think that, right?
Yeah.
But if they start putting all of their stuff on digital on a discount,
Yeah.
then the overhead you spent for the physical copies, which are now more expensive, that goes away. You know what I mean? Like you will cannibalize your physical sales by dropping the digital price.
And don't get me wrong, I really don't want physical sales to go away.
I don't
It
either.
is so important for the preservation of games.
That's why I'm
that
saying
we have
lower the physical
media.
price. Make that cheaper.
Yeah.
Make the fact that like they're printing 50,000 copies of a game regardless if it sells
Yeah.
10,000 or 35,000. Sell those until whatever needs to be made up is made up. You know what I mean? You could sell the physical copies at $40 to $50 and then you recoup the cost of making those, then you can move around and move the prices and everything. I don't know
Nor do we.
video game accounting enough to speak
It's a
really
racket.
eloquently on it. But
Yeah, it's a racket.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's a lot of laundering. When you've got that many subdivisions and departments.
I can never get out of my head that it cost like $380 million or something to make a Black Ops game, and no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Yep.
It did not.
Well, moving on, we're
Yeah.
talking about Black Ops.
Yep.
But before we do this is a interesting news. GTA 6 is expected to sell 85 million copies in just 2 months. The first 2 months of its being out, generating 7.6 billion, according to Covenant.
What are they? What were they thinking? How many copies did they say they were going to sell?
85 million.
85 million. Okay. I'm curious. One of the things that's still a little bit up in the air is what they're going to land on a price point for GTA 6.
GTA 6 is going to have microtransactions, and I think they're adding that to their projections.
And they just said right here,
yeah.
game will be priced at $80 for the base
That's what I'm expecting.
version.
That's why I'm
with
like
premium versions costing more, which is what you said. So yeah, development costs will come down to $2 billion, with breaking even expected in 30 days. So that they're going to be.
I mean, that's
pushing it.
Well, that's their projections. I hope they succeed, but also projections should never be that high.
No.
yeah.
Well, the reason why they're projecting it so high is because of the fact that everybody plays GTA 5. Look how long GTA 5 is going, and it's still the most popular game of the
it's
Grand
making
Theft
the money
Auto.
Right.
over fists. So
Yeah.
Right, but the way this industry works, the people investing in it are tech bros that have no idea what they're talking about, and so if they see one game make that much money, they are going to expect every other game to make that much money. And one of the worst things that can happen to you is making too much. There was literally a game that just came out. It had a bunch of trailers that looked really, really good. It was the Portal game, Portal Shoot 2 or whatever. That game raised too much money. It was over invested in, and so when the game came out, they had to be as predatory as possible because they have to make that money
gotta make them back. Yeah.
If an investor gave them X billion, it gave them $18 bajillion dollars, they need $19 bajillion dollars back minimum.
Yep.
So they, but if you're building a game for a player pool that's never going to be able to spend that much money, you just have to squeeze them for as much as you can. And so when you get a game this big doing this well, a small shiver runs down my spine because I'm so happy for them. Mm-hmm. They'll probably hit their target, probably.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been overestimating, and that's been bad. So I leave room for error there. Mm-hmm. But someone somewhere is going to hear that they're making a game like GTA 5 and go, great, and ruin someone's career.
Yeah, let me throw a bunch of money at it and really
But we have
give them
seen
a head case.
we have seen that where you hype up a game so big, and then when it comes to be released, they just go.
I think of No Man's Sky is the first one that comes to
Well,
my mind.
No Man's Sky is something of a success story.
It is now. It is now. I'm referring to the year and a half of anticipation I had to then reading about.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
All right,
it's not. He may have lied. He wasn't lying, but like the game isn't what you think it is. But it is. But it's not.
See, for me, that's Star Citizen,
Yep,
which
there's that too.
will
Yep.
never come out.
Yeah.
It literally, that game can't launch because what's the adage? Like, so long as your product isn't out yet, you're not in debt. You just have costs.
Yeah. I believe isn't that almost like Fortnite too? Like the battle royale is still in beta or something like that.
No, because we can't release this because once we release it, we actually have to put up our profit up against our losses. And Star Citizen is a black hole from which no money will escape.
For being a beta version, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
No, Star Citizen.
Working out the kinks.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced Star Citizen is an inflation reduction device that is just built to take enough money out of the economy that the value of the dollar doesn't drop.
Okay.
That's my.
Yeah, so
the whole thing's a psyop.
You can totally overhype and over monetize a game.
You can.
And shoot it down. I think we got about 5 minutes left.
Oh, we got two more.
What do we got?
This is for me. Black Ops 7 is being released. Leaks. It was recently announced. A leak has suggested that the title could be released in November of this year. We don't know yet. We're still waiting on our official confirming regarding a release date. Now, another one, Space Marines 2 is getting unexpectedly shut down by Saber International.
Wait, what? This is news to me.
Which one is that?
Saber Interactive, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Are we just talking about?
Why? Space Marine 2 was an unequivocal success.
It's unclear whether the Russian employee of Saber Interactive will be affected. Employees, they may have been moved on to other legal entities. The old Saber Interactive SGL legally entered is being closed by Saber's former parent company, Embrace Company. That's why.
Yeah. Saber Interactive split from Embracer Group, and this is Embracer Group cleaning up after the split. The studio itself isn't affected in any way whatsoever. So that's
okay. All right. That's a very different headline.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I was just looking at it, and people are saying, it's a very misleading headline.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
There we go.
So that's good.
Yeah. So basically, they split, and then you're going to get that. You're going to do that.
You change the. Yeah, it's a new legal entity. You can't keep the same name because that was owned by Embracer. So you have to. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then of course Hellraiser for us Hellraiser fans. We're finally getting a video game after 40 years, and it's on Saber Interactive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, they do good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen. I know they just announced it a day or two ago. I haven't seen any details on the game. Have you? Do you know what kind of gameplay it is? Is it asymmetrical like the Friday the 13th games? Is it just a single player?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Some good as an
I'll do some digging
MMO.
Let's see.
I just looked at the article and went, "Oh, look."
One of the first comments I see is, "I'm actually so relieved this isn't another horror asymmetrical multiplayer game that'll die immediately if it's not Dead by Daylight." Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Well, Dead by Daylight's fun.
Oh, single player.
It's
Yeah.
my sister's favorite game.
Nice. Very cool.
I love it, but the only thing I hate about it when I'm the victim, I cannot get those generators started.
Yeah. I never got. I played a little bit of Dead by Daylight, but I was on board with Friday the 13th from the get go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is another asymmetrical horror. That one was fun, but that died off real fast. The mechanics just weren't there.
Well, the problem is, and I said before, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was not cross-platform.
Yeah,
That is what
in
killed
that
it.
day and age, I think it's in this day and age. There's no reason why things can't be crossplay.
Yeah,
sure there's
so says Phil Spencer. The degrees, it's coming down. Yeah, they've handed the scroll down for from the courts of Elysium, and
Yep.
Sony won.
Yep.
Like, there's no reason. Games can be wherever they want to be, except if you're Sony, you'll probably the white flag has been waved.
Yeah. Oh, I have a huge piece of news that we have to talk about, and I believe it is coming out next month. It was
Also,
announced.
Iowa was for ATS. Another state has been released. Iowa is now released, so we have another state to go check out.
So
Yeah, I'll be on it next month.
On the day that I believe it's Halo Infinite is being released, or no, Gears of War
Oh, yeah.
Remastered is being
Yeah.
released on PlayStation 5.
Yep.
On that same day, Helldivers 2 is being released
I heard
on
about
Xbox
that.
Series platforms. So
Yep.
finally getting Helldivers 2 in Xbox. I'm looking forward
Great
to it.
game.
I've never played it. I am so excited.
It's so much fun.
I hope I see a lot of excitement from the PlayStation players of like, yes, we are getting the Xbox players in on the idea that it's everybody.
More meat for the grinder.
That's just
Yeah.
right. And it's
Yeah.
it's not PlayStation players versus Xbox players. It's like we need everybody, all hands on deck.
Yeah,
we have a common enemy.
There's so many
And
bugs.
Let's
There's
go.
so many bugs. We got to deal with them.
I cannot wait for that. That's going to be
Yeah.
fantastic.
I heard
It's a
that.
good game, and you should play it.
Yep.
If you've ever watched Starship Troopers and enjoyed
God.
it,
Absolutely.
then this is a good
Yep.
game for you.
Oh, yep.
Okay,
All right.
I'll hop in.
Yep.
And also, Gears of War, I can't wait for that to come out.
Yep.
I'm waiting to play that when it comes out on Game Pass or wherever it was. Because like I said, I'm a huge Gears of War fan.
Yep.
Huge.
I still haven't gotten into them. We were talking about it last
Yeah.
month, I think. Yeah.
Gears of start at 3.
Start at 3?
Three.
Okay.
Then you get into it. Then once you get 3 through 5, and then you go back to
Back to 1 and 2.
1 and 2
right.
because you're like, yeah, I understand. the
Now I
story.
know. Now I want to know the backstory.
Yeah, now I know you want to know the backstory.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for me. I don't know about anything else.
Sounds good to me. I think we're going to call it for the show.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks for
everybody. This
watching,
was
and,
July's episode. We'll see you guys next month.
Yep. Take care.
Bye. Everybody.